What's up, guys? Hope you're all doing well. All right, just yesterday I posted a game as sort of a return to form, a nin game that I played actually yesterday. And before I get into the games, before I dive into them, I felt like I'd do a quick little video, kind of a different theme actually. This was related to the streak that began on the 2nd of April. So that's about a month and a half ago, that I was not able to chronicle due to the fact that replays were hopelessly broken. I mentioned this before in the other video that for some reason when they did an update to the game to chronicle the new set that was released, the replays were completely broken and players only had 20 life when the replays began. I'm not going to bother to go and click on one of these so you can see that, but yeah, actually maybe I'll just click on one of them a little bit further down. But anyway, starting on the 2nd of April, I took a loss against Mr. Fatal Mistake. I don't actually remember what he was even playing. But after that, I just decided that I wasn't going to lose any games for the rest of April and proceeded to kind of just go undefeated from that point onward. You can see these are games played on the 2nd, games played on the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, quite a few games that day actually, then just one game on the 6th, then a gap of, this is sort of demonstrative of my playing habits online actually, and why sometimes I go a long time without posting anything. You can see there's a 5-day gap right here and just a couple games played in here. And obviously, if I'm not playing a ton of games, I'm not getting a lot of games that are even worth posting, and fewer still that are both worth posting and where the replays work. But you can see I go all the way down. We're in the middle of April here. Still no losses. Start scrolling down a little bit. Hopefully this thing cooperates. Got to be able to click there. Got to expand the field of view, it looks like, a teeny bit. Let's make that there. Okay. Hopefully it'll allow me to... No, I guess I have to just scroll. Okay, so that's the 18th of April. Go down a little farther. All right. Still in here, still undefeated, still undefeated, still undefeated. Going down, now we're at the 20th of April. The win streak has now exceeded over 50. And in case you're curious, I was playing all sorts of different decks through here. Before, I was kind of deliberately padding the streak by playing my top tier decks. A lot of Zur games, fair amount of Brea, bunch of Nin, bunch of Omnath in there, but pretty much all my top tier things. And here I was actually playing pretty much everything, the whole gamut of things, including a lot of games with budget Nins towards the tail end of this. I wasn't really trying to push the streak the way that I was last time. I didn't feel that I would beat it, but anyway, it kept on going. Kept on going, and then all of a sudden, on the 27th of April, I ran into this guy, Ramanop Ray, who I do remember. Let me see if I can get the replay to pop up here. You'll see it's bugged though, after it loads in 20 years. So you can see I'm at 20 life in a commander game, and this is what the replays are basically doing. You'll see I draw my opening hand. This is with Brea. And of course the UI, I notice I just pass my turn and don't play anything. This isn't even obviously what I drew, and my opponent just plays a Lion's Eye Diamond as his only card. And I think that the replay gets hopelessly stuck after this. Yeah, look, pay 3. I've got a Force of Will. None of this stuff matches up. It's totally out of sync. But the Lion's Eye Diamond actually is a grim reminder of how this game actually went. He was playing Narset, the 6 mana, Jeskai commander. And I went first. I played a land, and he went turn 1 Ancient Tomb into Azorius Signet. And I did not have a turn 2 counterspell. I did play a 2nd mana and left my mana open, hoping to bluff a counterspell. And there was a fair range of things I could have had in my hand, including any of the tutors. But he went... I did have a 3 mana counterspell, I think, actually. But then he went turn 2 after playing the Signet. He played Lion's Eye Diamond, sacked the Lion's Eye Diamond, obviously discarding his hand, but that allowed him to play his commander, and it's got hexproof, and you can't interact with it that early in the game. There really was nothing I could do. I just had a bunch of mana, and I could play Brea on turn 4. But at that point, he attacked. He got a time walk off that and doubled the size of the Narset. And from that point onward, there was just nothing I could do. And so I took my first loss out of this streak, went to 75 games. This was game 76 when Ramanop Ray derailed the streak train. But I came back and beat him a second game quite easily. Got a little bit of revenge and then continued to push the streak even further all the way down here, all the way into May. And finally, I ran into this Pascal guy on the 13th of May, so just a few days ago. And that broke the next streak. at 25. But it's pretty cool, actually, that minus the crazy fluke loss to Ramanop Ray, obviously, I felt like I was favored against him. I didn't think his deck was very good. I mean, I don't really know how you build Narset to be able to beat top-tier stuff, primarily because your entire game plan revolves around a 6-mana commander, and you just can't play with the reactive spells that Jeskai wants to use, like Counter Magic and so on, because you need to cast proactive stuff. So when you don't resolve your commander, or you don't draw enough mana to play it, you kind of draw all these garbagey things like 8 mana time, double time walks and stuff, and that kind of just falls apart. But anyway, minus that fluky loss to Ramanop, and starting with my loss to Fatal Mistake, this was literally 100 games in a row with only a single loss to that Narset guy. So very, very happy with how that went. I will chronicle some of these losses. Actually, I think my next series of games are actually going to be losses, and you can see I got quite a few of them. I had this really, really bad streak on the 14th, so just a few days ago. I think I lost 3 games in a relatively short span. There's a loss to this Justin guy, followed by a loss to Tiny Man Cow, and then another loss right afterward, a Black Argar Boltigan, and then another loss. Wait, did I lose to this guy? Yeah, I lost to this Schiffer guy too. This loss to Midnight Jagger actually wasn't a loss. This was a game where I was playing Zur because I was pissed off about losing so many games, and I decked him with the Helm of Obedience combo, but he had an Eldrazi in his deck, and it put it into a loop, and it declared the game was a draw, and then it just gave me a loss. So this one obviously doesn't count. But still, this is a ton of losses here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 losses in a very short span. That's way. It's funny just because obviously winning almost 100 games in a row is definitely on the plus EV side of variance. This was on the very, very minus EV side of variance. You can see my results right here. The losses are a little bit screwed up because of, as our wins, because of a bunch of non-commander games, including games, testing games and stuff with Canadian Highlander. But this is like about a 93% win ratio or something like that. And that's about usually within the lines of my expectation for commander, because not all my opponents are very strong. But anyway, I just wanted to chronicle what had been going on throughout the month of April, and to chronicle that streak, to preserve it for all time, because I couldn't actually preserve any. There were some great games in here too, but I wasn't able to preserve any of the games due to the replay bug. But it is fixed, and I've got more replays coming up. I think I'm going to do another little Masochism Tango chronology of losses to various people, and how things can go terribly, terribly wrong in top tier, well, with top tier commander decks, even against decks that aren't necessarily top tier. So stay tuned for that. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I haven't really posted too many videos like this where I don't actually just have game plan. I just talk about broader things. So if you guys actually, I've got a fair amount of time on my hands, and I'd love to produce some other content for Commander. If anybody has anything they'd like me to discuss or talk about, some sort of general subjects, I'm actually happy to do a QA or something like that. If you want to post questions in the comments, things that you might like me to address, things that might be on your mind about particular strategies or cards or decks, or really anything related to the format, I could do a little QA thing, which I think would be pretty fun. And I'm going to try to diversify my channel a little bit. Some of you may know I play a great deal of the old school format, although I haven't played it in some time. But I do think about it a lot. It's kind of my wheelhouse, given how long I've been playing the game for. And if people are interested in me doing anything related to old school, particularly deck techs related to my signature control deck, what it currently looks like, what's going on. And I did a deck tech for Daniel Chang's Vintage Magic channel a while back, if you guys want to go and check that out. But I haven't done anything specifically for my channel. And some of you may find that interesting. Plus, I do kind of owe people some deck techs, some old-fashioned physical card deck techs for the decks that I have built in physical cards that I also play online. So stay tuned for that stuff, and hopefully it'll generate some more interest beyond just the regular old Commander games. See you guys soon.